Yeah, I'm going live on Facebook and on IG. And the reason, actually, first of all, whether I'm just going to keep talking because I really got to get some work accomplished. And I want to make sure that I stay on task. But for those of you that are coming on, hi everybody. I hope you're doing very great today. I hope you are having a great Friday. Um, I'm actually, I have a little music actually. There's music actually playing in the background. I'm not, playing the music where I am is playing the music, but I wanted to come on here and just kind of chime with you guys and kind of share a moment with you um, on what I was thinking and what I have been kind of working through, doing the inner work of working through. And this inner work I've kind of been working through for the last two years. And I hope you can hear me okay. But this inner work that I've been working on the last 2 years is really becoming okay with um, the evolution of um, what is transpiring in my life currently. And what many of you all don't know is um, for the last 22 years, I should say, in the last 22 years, I've served, let me turn this way. There we go. In the last 22 years, I've served in ministry. Um, and it was small ministry, but helping people that have larger platforms, that have bigger audience, um, and people that or leaders that have a big following. So that encompassed church planting. It could encompass aspects of healing, one-on-one coaching. It also encompassed maybe levels of teaching and preaching. And even though I did not necessarily have a church, I have been asked twice in the last 3 or 4 years, one, two, three. So three churches asked if I would join their organization to assist in pastoring. One church I was an assistant pastor for, and there were two other churches, one in Texas that actually asked if I would come and be an assistant pastor. And I was going to be, of course, you know, um, honored in wages and paid. And then another church in my hometown, um, one of the pastors is transitioning, or I think is in transition phase currently, but even wanted to bring me on to walk with him and pastor, assistant pastor in the church. And, you know, that was very an honor, and it was wonderful. And to be asked that they saw the not only the gifting but the skill sets and the leadership skills to be able to assist in pastoralship. But can I be honest with you? The reality was, even though in that time I had to decline those offers. I had to decline those offers and opportunities to pastor. Now, the assistant pastoring, it was a church in Memphis, and I did walk that out. And then the Holy Spirit arrested me and said, "No, I don't want you to pastor. I don't want you to walk with these leaders or pastor. Not to say that they're bad people, they're wonderful. But for the journey for my life in the ministry and why what I'm on today is to share the ministry of Jazz Ballinger worldwide, the church planter, the administrative component, the visionary, the advisor to leaders. All of that was in a phase out phase. And Holy Spirit said, I don't want you to go into another man or woman's environment and think that you're supposed to stay there when I'm literally transitioning you out. Even though you have the capacity to pastor and assist this man or woman of God, the reality is I'm calling you out of ministry. Now, whoa, listen to me, guys. In 2019, Holy Spirit said something very powerful to me. And let me kind of bridge everything together because I may sound like I'm rambling. I did not understand in those years of being asked to pastor. I did not understand even my time of the prophetic call that was on my life. I didn't understand it because no one that was in my circle um, had the language of what a prophet was and had the language of what to do when you're in your ministries and transitioning. No one had the language. I've had to literally figure a lot of this out in the last 20 years. But in the last year and a half, God has sent men and women of God in my life that I've reached out to or that reached out to me. Hi, guys. Hello, hello, Carlos and your boy left. But I had to let me reset and just say, hey guys, I'm talking about like the clearance, like it's the clearance for me. I'm talking about I am how I've evolved and how I'm evolving and really stepping into the real reality of my career. Thank you so much, Lev. Really stepping in the reality of transitioning out of ministry of 22 years, opportunities to pastor churches, and literally being okay to become okay and solid in I am a singer. I am an artist. This is what I am now. It doesn't mean I'm no longer a prophet or seer. It's just that the assignment to serve on an administrative desk and I should say the spirit of Christianity or spirituality, leader, advisor, that's no longer my career. I'm still a prophet and a seer, but in entertainment. And so that dynamic of career shift has not wasn't just an outward direction, and it was an internal thing that I've had to literally be okay with and internally get the necessary coaching, counseling, and therapy. Because when you have been in an environment that has shown you or you have um, given yourself into environments and atmospheres that you have worked and you all of a sudden in 22 years get a call from Holy Spirit or yourself or a notion, this doesn't have to be words, it could just be an inner notion like I'm done with this is not it anymore. For me in 2019 I got the notion. It was in I was living in Tampa, Florida, and Holy Spirit said to me in my bed in Tampa, Florida. I had just finished um, a church plant opportunity, and the visionary did not want to phase out of a certain denomination. And I was fed up. I was like, you know what? You got this solid vision. This is a great vision, but it's not going to work in this denomination. You're going to have to literally come out of the denomination because it's going to what revelatory, innovative um, church mission that you have, the religious mindset is going to eat it up and it's going to die quick. So, I was frustrated, but I tried to talk to the leader in a calm way. But anyway, after there was, and because in the end of the day, God has to, they have to decide. That's not my role to force myself upon someone to adopt what Holy Spirit is sharing, even if they know it. And it was almost like God was speaking to me through them. And that always happens in ministry. It's not just me coming in to know something. It's like it's a two-edged sword, learning and giving in the same time. Anyway, let me move forward. So let me get to the point. The point is, after that assignment was over in 2019, Holy Spirit said to me, Jasmine, clearance, like the word clearance came before me. And he said, you have clearance. That's what the word was. You have clearance. I was like, clearance. But when he said that, a weight lifted off me. A weight lifted off me. Weight, a weight. And the weight that lifted off me was the burden to feel like I had to continue to work as a church planner or be an advisor or a sounding board um, for in the direction of spirituality advisor, like because it has was starting to become burdensome. Whenever we're walking in our purpose and we're walking in the destination that is designed for us, and your work, which is your purpose, becomes burdensome, you're not free, you're not liberated, you're not able to really be your authentic self, you really become disgusted. You have a joy for the people, you have a joy for being able to be who you are in that space, but then the work becomes like a boring, it becomes stuck. And that's how I was getting, that's how I was feeling. I was like, this is not it. But I didn't know, I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me having a moment. But Holy Spirit told me and confirmed a month later. I was lying on my bed in Tampa, Florida. The Holy Spirit said, you got clearance. And the clearance, when he said that, it wasn't like, I'm done with you, I'm tired of you, you're complaining. But it was like, no, daughter, you have relief. It was like a relief. So it felt like Holy Father was also saying, you've done your time. You've been faithful. And so I just want to come in here and share with someone before I give more details about this is whenever I mean, you have the context, the people, you have the resources. You've been in a career for 15 years, 20 years. It doesn't matter if it's ministry, business, arts and entertainment, media, government, education, family. I mean, of course, your family, you want to stay close, but sometimes the dynamic of family is nonprofits and building communities. Sometimes your assignment, and I want to say assignment, but it's another word I want to use, a professional term. Sometimes your profession and your vocation is no longer welcome. It's no longer needed. Um, so let me say it like this: you may be needed, but your season. Let me keep it simple. You got to know when it's time to go. And you got to know when that season has changed. Typically a season is 3 months, right? But sometimes seasons are 3 months, 6 months, 10 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years. Those seasons are increased and multiplied and duplicated. But there are times when you have to know when the season of your work has to be fully shut down, completed. So I just wanted to share with you all, many of you that are in the fivefold ministry. I have something coming up where that I want to share with you on how to exit with grace out of your call in the territory of spirituality leadership, and being okay to know that it's okay to retire. It's okay. The thing is making sure that you have set up a system where you're able to train and who you are has been duplicated. For me, I've had a few people I've duplicated in the last 3 to 5 years, and it's been an honor. And then I have my children, my personal children, my own children, that I see their gifts and talents. I don't want them to be like me, but I see their giftings, and God is wanting me to kind of guide them um, and really show them how to navigate, because you know what? I didn't have anybody to break down what a prophet was. I didn't have anyone to break down this holy, sacred office to me. I had to discover it on my own, and being okay to learn, grow, and evolve. And it has not been easy. So anyway, moving forward, I have something special coming up for fivefold gifts that know that your time of serving in the um, ecclesia has come to an end, and you need a healing moment in time and space in a world where you can be heard. I'm going to have something for you in the next coming days where I'm going to help you transition out into your real territory. So, with that being stated, 2019, 2020 to 2021, I have literally been in an internal healing process. 2020 was my time of rest, even though I was gaining insight and knowledge and mentors were present. But the reality was, I was also grieving. I was grieving because I had to really be okay to step into the reality of what I know God was saying. It's time to go into your childhood dreams. It's time to reimagine yourself. It's time to literally take advantage of all the skill sets and the things you learned when you were growing up to become a music artist, when you were growing up singing with others, when you were coming up being in different theatrical environments. It's time now you set those things on the table to say yes to me and do my will. Now it's time to bring those things back on the table, look at them, and see how we can now um, upgrade your resume, get in the environment where you can be seen and heard and be a voice in the music territory. And so, walk into this space of saying, yes, I'm an artist. Yes, I'm picking back up, the desire to sing. Yes, I'm picking back up the desire to write for others and write for myself. Yes, I'm picking back up the vocal arrangement and the ability um, to discern when a person needs to be encouraged and inspired through music and being able to know what song is necessary for the time and the season, or and being okay to say, okay, I got to create a whole new brand for Jazz Ballinger music and what that music represents. Jazz Ballinger Worldwide, the ministry, hey, I pushed and propelled people into their purpose for 22 years, and an honor. But now is the opportunity. What's up, my brother, Apostle Q? Now is the opportunity. For 22 years, I pushed and propelled people, apostles, male and female, bishops. I pushed and propelled even celebrities, artists that you know, who's who that you know in secret. I pushed and propelled them, helped them in their seasons of transition and upgrade. Now it's like, guys, like, girl, you've done what I've called you to do for 22 years. Now it's your turn. I'm giving you the room to do what you've always longed to do. Get back into entertainment. So I said that with you. I am grateful to announce that it doesn't really need an announcement, but hey, I want those that follow my pages to know why I want you all to follow Jazz Ballinger Music, because I'm getting back in the world of music and singing, and getting back in the world of even acting. I've done some acting, getting back in the world of modeling. I've done modeling. I'm getting back in that arts and entertainment world, and I want you to know that now there's a level of accountability too. I want you to make sure that when you see me, you can uphold me. Because if you really love me, you're not going to let a person die. If you like somebody, you're into them, you're not going to let them die. You're going to call them out. Like, hey, I thought you said you were doing singing and acting and music. I ain't seen you doing it. Where you at? What's going on? How can I, how can I make the connects? And use this stuff just for your circle. But truth of the matter, if we're all going to be a community, if we're all going to, be intentional. When we know somebody is supposed to be in their set place, sometimes you got to call it out. Like, where are you singing at? Because what it does, it's like it triggers the person and say, oh yeah, I do need to make time to do that. Oh yeah. Or either it just puts more fuel in that fire, more fuel and fire into that person that knows they need to be taking care of their business as ways to um, what they said they're going to set out to do. And it also puts fuel if they already on that mission to just keep doing it, keep at it. So that's what I'm doing. I am doing the music. Yes, I got my book publishing company. That's solid. That's not going anywhere. Um, and the book publishing company, it feeds its own self. It does its own stuff. So I don't really have to promote that. Um, but I will be doing books, because there's just a reservoir of experience and knowledge there. I also want to help people get their books published. So that's going to always be there. but that's not the push. The push is jazz ballinger music, and I want to make sure we're clear about that. And that you know too that I am aware of what I am all about. Now, true enough, I'm still a teacher. I'm gonna be doing teaching stuff in the day. Don't get it twisted. Uh, I gotta still in education. Um, but the reality is, the jazz ballinger music is the thing, and I want to see you. I'm going to be posting a lot of events and be doing. I want to see you at some of the events. I'm going to be posting content, doing a few covers. I got something planned. I'm so grateful for um, Lev, who was on here. He's on here, or he may have left, but um, I'm so grateful for him. He's such a marketing guru, marketing strategist. But anyway, I've got some things I'm going to be posting, and I'm excited about it. It's going to help bring back some memories, childhood memories of shows that you all used to love and watch, and also even songs that you may like. So I'm going to be doing that, but I just wanted to give you a heads up about that. And those of you that are just in a season of, it's like a complex place. You were like in transition, you're literally in transition. And some of you have maybe been in transition for 5, 10, 20 years, but you, it's just not, wasn't the time to exit. But the reality is you have that decision because our bodies, our body speaks to us. If you're self aware and in tune with yourself, your body is going to speak to you when it's time to exit something. I was having so many discomforts in my body because I would not release and let go Jazz Ballinger Worldwide Ministries. I was having complexities because I couldn't release that. And since I've released Jazz Ballinger Worldwide Ministries, and it's been a process, I don't feel those ailings in my body. I don't feel the turmoil even in my mind and my soul. I've had to be okay to acknowledge I want this new career. I want to be effective and um, established in this new career. So, those of you, again, that are feeling the transition, the urge to turn to another direction and retire from what you've always known. Retire does not mean you're old and fogey. Retire means you have allowed yourself to accept this new place and space of another aspect of you. Like you've shed it. You're shedding off the old to step into a new place of a higher dimension of self-worth, self-awareness. And yeah, and be complete in that. Be complete in that. Your concern is not what people say, what people think about you and what you did. For years, people could not understand Jazz Boundary Ministries. They couldn't understand, well, how you call it a ministry, you're not pastor. How you call, and you're not, I said, they will know me by the Spirit. I've been consecrating in certain areas. I'm grateful for that. But I can only I can only share what Holy Spirit's given to me, and I can only give you the blueprint of what I represent, and we can see if it's a good fit. you know. So that's even in, excuse me, when you transition, as you transition into the new space of you can only show people, hey, this is where I am, this is who I am, this is what I'm expecting. For example, I'm gonna tell you something. Now, some of you all may not know, I've been off and on in music for a number of years. I will pause and stop, take care of family, pause and stop to handle personal issues, and then go back to help an artist or, sing or whatever and do my music. It's been off and on, but it wasn't really the focal point. And one would say, well, whatever you don't focus on is not the focus. True enough, but for me, I knew my heart was still with music, but I also knew I had to do the will of the Father. I had to do what God was telling me to do. Because guess what? When you obey the will of the Father, those of you that have made God not just someone that you save and you like, but you've made him the Lord over your life. He has ownership over you. And when he gives you his instructions or notions or gives you a perception about something that he wants you to research and really dive deep in to understand and conceptualize of what he's saying, whatever that may be, you have to surrender yourself into that because his ways are higher than ours, and his thoughts are higher. So there's something that he's trying to show, teach, not only the next destination or the people or the environment, but he wants to reveal in you. And he wants to be revealed in those territories. So you want to, when you've made God the Lord over your life, you can't answer to everything. You know, you have to realize that you are the CEO and he's the owner. So it's a whole different ball game. And so I couldn't really give myself into music like I wanted to because Holy Spirit was like, I need you to do this prophetic teaching. I need you to do this apostolic teaching. I need you to go here and help this man or woman of God. I need you to go over here and do this outreach. I need you to do these particular things right now. I need you to create this book. I need you to talk about, you know, ups and downs of a prophet and fivefold gifts. I need you to focus in on that. And we'll come back to the music later. But anyway, moving forward, the reality is, in a nutshell, what I'm saying is, I've made God the Lord of my life. I haven't been perfect. I have made so many mistakes, but I have made an effort to be intentional with the people in my like that I come in content to know where I am. Sometimes it was easily communicated. Sometimes it wasn't. Sometimes I just you just know you need to do something, and you need to make something happen, but you don't have the words to conceptualize or articulate what you need to make happen. You just know you need to get it done. And in time it will be revealed, like Abraham. He knew he had to go to a place that God would show. He didn't know all the details and understand all that. He just had to go because as he went, God would show. As you go, God will show. So, and a lot of times that's for people that are stubborn like me. That's for people God has to work with them like that, especially when they're running from the call or they don't want to, they don't it's hard to accept the mandate or the worthiness of them feeling worthy that they have the capacity to do what God has told them to do. So sometimes God has to talk to them a little rougher than others. Anyway, that's a whole nother talk on another day. I just want to encourage you guys. Look, remember, you are so important. You are valuable. And if God is telling you to fire your boss, to fire your manager, to fire yourself and rehire yourself in a new territory, in a new place and space, you need to do that. Because guess what? There are blessings, benefits, and opportunities lined up, not just for you, but for other people. But you have to be okay to be selfish enough to become one with your purpose and one with the voice of what Holy Spirit is telling you to do, so that you can get your approval through him and validated through him to make the exit, to transition out. Because that's the reality. That's the reality. We don't get awards and rewards. Some people do get awards for their hard work and all of that. We do. So, and it's good to be recognized. But sometimes when you are transitioning out of a season and going into a new environment or a new profession, sometimes you're not rewarded for that. But God, know that God rewards you for your faithfulness and your ability to make a decision. Many of us are where we are because we have the incapacity to make a decision. We have failed ourselves because we did not make a decision. And I had to make a decision to go against the grain of what other people perceive. I had to make a decision to acknowledge that I was called to ministry years ago when people didn't see it, couldn't understand it, couldn't thought I wasn't called for whatever reason. And then 22 years after that, I had to make a decision to say, well, bye-bye to the ministry, bye-bye to Jazz Bulletin Worldwide. I've pushed and propelled people in their purpose the best way I knew to do, the best way God gave it to me in different seasons for different reasons. And it's now my turn to really step into the real reality of what I've worked so hard over the years of studying music and entertainment. So thanks be unto God. So anyway, you have clearance. Remember, I'm going to be helping many of you transition out. I'm going to be doing like a little mini series coaching of how to transition, how to say okay to the clearance. It's the clearance for me. It's the clearance. You have clearance. You have the runway to pursue after what God has called you to. And this will be specifically for people that are called into ministry, or people that are literally exiting out of careers, um, that are retiring out of careers to stepping into a new career, who are stepping into the real reality of this next phase of the dimensions of who they are. We're forever evolving, and if people can't get on the boat with you, you're ever evolving and upgrading and maximizing yourself, and they talk down on you about that, block them. I mean, I shouldn't say that. That's a love of gaslighting, and that's not healthy. And when someone wants to see you propel and go forward, they're going to uphold your dignity. And I'm not saying you need people to call you out on when you're doing something wrong, or when it goes against the integrity of yourself or that environment, or whatever partnership or contract was made. You need a circle of people. You need people to call you out on that, to read us, but you don't need people to gaslight you and make you feel bad because you're thinking about things, or you're analyzing things. You're in a time of re catapulting in a different space. You're evolving. You need people to uphold your dignity and say, hey, you got this. Like Lev just said to me, Jad, you got this. You got this. So that's what you need in your corner. And know that you deserve that when you're in a season of transitioning out. And if you need me to be that to help you transition out, to be your coach, to say, hey, you got this. I'm rooting for you. I got you. And if you need also resources of therapists and coaches to kind of help you in growth direction and also internal healing and territory, so that you can properly step into this new phase of your career, I got you. I know some people that can assist you and see, and maybe you can determine if they will be a good fit for where you are. Anyway, guys, thank you. My time is up. I've been here for 31 minutes and 32 seconds, and I really want to get off here. But I wanted to pour my heart. Um, I wanted to pour my soul, really, and my mind, to kind of give you an idea of where I am and where I'm going, so that you can know how to support me and follow me in this musical journey. Yes, Jazz Ballinger Music is present. It's alive. Please be sure to follow me on Jazz Ballinger Music on IG, Jazz Ballinger Music on Facebook, and I think I'm going to reopen my Twitter account. I'll think about it. Sometimes the social stuff makes me a little anxious, but I know that I need to be on it. Y'all know I'm an introvert with extrovert tendencies, so I'm learning how to channel my anxiety so that I can release what's in me. So anyway, guys, take care, and thank you so much for this time. Much peace to you. If you want to rewatch the broadcast, it will be I'm going to upload it on YouTube, Life with Jazz TV, because yeah, I want to build that audience over there. I want to build that community over there. But much peace to you, and I hope everything that was shared fed to your spirit. I hope you got some nuggets on how it's okay. It's the clearance for you, and it's okay to retire and step into something fresh and new, another dimension of who you are. Well, you guys take care, and thank you for your time. Much peace. All right, take care, IG. Thank you for your time. I know you guys have been on here a little long. All right, take care. Let's see. All right, guys, take care on Facebook. Much peace to you guys.